them. You feel me? Not everybody wants to show up in service like that, right? The concept of quote-unquote leadership takes a lot. You got to be responsible for people that you don't even know. You have to be responsible for people who are not responsible for themselves. You feel me? You got to trust people who don't trust themselves. What does that look like, right? And I say, damn, I can't trust nobody that can't trust themselves. It's very simple. If you got intuition that told you to do something and you ain't do it, you can't trust yourself. And I can't trust you. It's that simple, right? So it's important that say, oh, men got to get in contact with their divine feminine. That means that they have an issue trusting themselves. Because the divine feminine is intuition, right? And if men were so trusting or in contact with their divine feminine, they would get the downloads, right? And then we would see a lot of less of what we see in the community, where men, unfortunately, because they haven't trusted themselves, they run, right? And it's a lot that's going on in our community that has to be addressed, right? Because what we have the majority of us have in common is that we healing for traumas that happened in our childhood.
Yep.
That's across the board. You don't meet too many people that's like, oh, I'm still dealing with a trauma that happened in my 20s, my 30s. Everybody's talking about this formulative stage in their lives, pretty much from the years about 0 to 13. And something happened that we're still attempting to overcome. So that tells us that the most important time in our lives are those formative years. So the most important time of your life is when you a parent in the first 10 years for that child, right? You got to get this shit quick so you don't pass it on to these children. Because whatever our parents didn't know, whatever happened, that they was asleep at the wheel, that something happened with us, right? You have to make sure that that doesn't happen to your progeny in the future, right? So we got to be super, when they say consciousness is awareness, you have to be super hyper-focused and aware of what's going on with your children's life in the first 13 years. You have to be there, right? And social media, we got these whole new set of distractions. What was our parents distracted by?
Drugs and music.
Right? Drugs and money. So now, times that times 10. Because there's more drugs, more money, right? There's more money, and the music is off the charts.
And they keep playing the
right?
same trick over and over again.
But they've amplified it. So imagine what our parents was up against versus what we might be up against. Right? Don't think about yourself, look at the children.
Blue, don't forget porn. Perverted sexual energy. No, it's just perverted sexual energy. It's not just porn, but perverted sexual energy.
How's yourself, brother? We brought some watermelon water just for everybody. If everybody would like to share, we got a couple gallons right here. We got cups.
Watermelon water for anybody that needs it. We got a few gallons over here. Y'all need to replenish. Let me tap in. It's for y'all. It's available.
Mama Tassila, thank you for blocking that sound. Perversion.
Yes.
Been that demon. Been undermining everything we're trying to do from a long time. Perversion is that thing that we got to change. Yeah.
I'm going to close with this last passage, y'all, right? And then we're going to get into a meditation led by Mama Tassili, all right? 2 Corinthians 9:11. Corinthians! It says, you will be enriched in every way, to be generous in every way, which through us will produce thanksgiving to God, right? Or what's called gratitude. That's all Thanksgiving is. So again, you will be enriched in every way, right? Give in abundance. You can only give what you have to give, right? You're not forcing yourself.
Brother man, I'm sick with it. Thank you so much.
Selfish, that's being self-full.
Any more in that bag?
No more cups, right?
Is there any more cups? Can you pass the cups?
Yeah, pass it.
Watermelon water we about to sorry.
Go ahead.
Thank you, beautiful. I appreciate it. How you doing?
I'm good.
I got an extra one.
Let me grab that for you.
Thank you, love. How you doing today? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Appreciate you.
Thank you all for bringing this.
Yes, thank y'all for bringing it.
Thank you, Zane.
Yeah.
Make sure the elders drink, y'all.
Thanks for sharing space.
Like we offer. Conversion. Not just a distortion of sexual behavior. Folks that work the law, pervert the law.
Watermelon. I'm sorry. Sorry, King. Excuse me, Queen. Thank you.
From original order. It don't just deal with our sexuality. All of us have been perverted if we're in this thing what they call America. This ain't how our folks was from the days of origin. Perversion don't just deal with sexual distortion, but it's that too. Perversion is anything taken out of its original order and made into something else. So perversion ain't just, our inability to maintain relations functioning. It is our disconnection from the original order from which our foremothers and forefathers existed in harmony with nature. Yeah, so we have to right to perversion. We have to recognize them in ourselves. And when we do that, what happens?